The first ever president to die in office was the first Whig, the ninth president, William Henry Harrison, who died April 4th, 1841, 1 month into his term. Whig has Gematria 47, like Republican, like President. In the history of this country, the majority of presidents have been Whigs, Republicans. He would die on that date of April 4th, like Martin Luther King Jr. It is believed by some that he died from arsenic. It's said that he died from illness, but there's a lot suspicious about his death, to die 1 month into his presidential term. With regards to arsenic, it's been used to kill people through poisoning over the years. Arsenic is the 33rd element on the periodic table. It has an atomic weight of 74. Arsenic in Pythagorean gematria equals 33. 33 and 74 are actively paired in science, spirituality, geography. Again, only the 33rd state sums to 74. Jesus and cross equals 74. Crucified at 33. The qualifying wind speed for a hurricane is 33 meters per second, or 74 miles per hour. These numbers come together again and again. And when you decode history, you see how often 33 and 74 are paired together. Ongoing. That gematria of the abbreviation for arsenic is also interesting. A1, S19. These numbers that come back to Zionism, Masonry, and more. Abraham Lincoln, another president that would die by the numbers. First, I want to point out that Lincoln was born on February 12th, the 43rd day of the year. This is interesting because he's known as the Civil War president. Civil War has gematria 43. Charleston equals 43. Massacre equals 43. The Civil War was a massacre. Also, the date he was born on was a date with 41 numerology, just like the gematria of USA, and he's known for saving the Union. He also took office March 4th. It used to be that way at that time. March 4th can be written 4-3 as well, like Civil War. He was the first successful presidential assassination in the history books, Abraham Lincoln. Get this. When Lincoln was first about to take office, there was an assassination attempt on him at the Willard Hotel, February 23rd, 1861, just days before he took office, March 4th. The date that he was nearly assassinated, February 23rd, 1861, is a date with 104 numerology. Now get this. Willard Hotel, where the assassination attempt took place, has gematria of 58 and 139. Lincoln would be killed years later at the end of the Civil War in Ford's Theater, which has gematria of 58 and 139. Just like Willard Hotel. He'd also be shot on April 14th, the 104th day of the year, like the numerology of the first assassination attempt. He was shot on Good Friday, which has gematria of 104, again connecting to the original assassination attempt. Don't forget this nation was also established on a date, July 4th, 1776, with 104 numerology. He was born in Hodgenville, Kentucky, having gematria of 223, a very important number to the Masons and the Zionists. Masonic equals 223 in Jewish gematria. The Synagogue of Satan equals 223. In the Bible, the Synagogue of Satan are said to be the false Jews, who in this world are the Zionist Jews. Hodgenville has that gematria of 113. An important number we've talked about. Kentucky, 110, like the word president. When he died in Ford's Theater, he died on a date with numerology of 84, which connects to the gematria of United States of America, 84. Again, he's known for saving the United States of America. His assassination's also blamed on the Jesuits often. Jesuit has gematria of 84. He would die exactly 216 weeks after the first assassination attempt on him at the Willard Hotel. What's interesting about that is Obama is born on 8/4, August 4th, the 216th day of the year, and Obama's from the land of Lincoln. Obama in Jewish gematria also equals 84. Lincoln, on April 4th in history, supposedly dreamed that he would be shot and killed. April 4th, this date that the first president died on, the first Whig. Lincoln was the last Whig, changing the party to the Republican Party. So first Whig dies, first Republican dies. Anyhow, April 4th, a lot like 4-4, the name Abraham has a gematria of 44, like kill. Remember, when you write 44, it sums to 144. When you write out April 4th, it sums to 144. When you write 10 days later, it sums to 144. Lincoln would be shot 10 days after his dream. He would die 11 days later. The date he was shot on, April 14th, 1865, has a numerology of 101, just like the word assassin has a gematria of 101. Lincoln was shot in a theater by an actor, which also might be a major clue that this was a scripted hoax by the numbers. The last presidential assassination was John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was the 35th president and 44th term president, the only Catholic president. The word Catholic equals 35. He would be shot by Lee Harvey Oswald, supposedly. LHO equals 35. Religion equals 53, the reflection of Catholic. JFK was shot on the first day of Sagittarius. Sagittarius has gematria of 144. He was shot on 11/22/63, a date with 96 numerology. The name Lee Oswald equals 96. Freemason equals 96. He was shot in Dealey Plaza, which is named after a 33rd degree Mason. The film that was put out to the media but wasn't made available until more than a decade after was made by a 33rd degree Mason, Zapruder. The name Kennedy itself equals 33, shot on 11/22. Shot on a date with this 144 connection when he was the 44th term president. JFK was also shot from 411 Elm Street. Years earlier, in 1961, on the Andy Griffith Show, there was an episode about a bootlegging family being traced back to 411 Elm Street. Of course, the Kennedys came up on bootlegging. Look at how assassin equals 411 in Jewish gematria. JFK shot from 411 Elm Street. What else is interesting is Obama was born exactly 144 days before that episode debuted on the Andy Griffith Show. What are the odds, Truth Seeker? The episode first aired on Christmas, December 25th, 1961. An episode that foreshadowed the assassination of JFK. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., his brother, would die in 68, 5 years later. Look at this. Robert Kennedy would die June 6, 1968 at 1:44 a.m. That number 144 again. He was shot on June 5th, the 156th day of the year. The name Robert Kennedy, Robert 33, Kennedy 33 equals 66. He died on 6/6, June 6th. He was shot by Sirhan Sirhan, 3333, also equaling 66. So 66 kills 66 on 6/6. RFK, the initials also equal 35, like Catholic. They're a Catholic family. 10 days earlier, JFK gave a speech in the 33rd state, Oregon, the only state with 74 gematria, about gun control. He'd be shot 10 days later. So with these numbers being routinely coded into assassinations, what is most concerning is what has been foreshadowed for the current president, the 44th president, Barack Obama. Again, he's the 44th president, elected 44 years after the Civil Rights Act. Notice that civil rights has a gematria of 64, like the year it was established. The name Barack Hussein Obama also sums to 64 in Pythagorean gematria, just like civil rights. Less than a month after becoming the President of the United States, one of Obama's first actions was to reopen Ford's Theater, where Lincoln was shot and killed April 15th, 65. Again, a date with 84 numerology, Obama being born on 8/4, Obama equaling 84 in Jewish gematria, Obama being from the land of Lincoln. He reopened Ford's Theater February 11th, the 42nd day of the year. A theater that was last reopened in the year 1968, the year of the MLK and RFK assassinations. The theater remained open until 1977, a span of 9 years. The next president to die in office will be the 9th president to do so. The first president to die in office was the 9th, who died on April 4th. Also, with regards to Obama opening it on the 42nd day of the year, we talked earlier about how the number 42 is coded on Black Americans in a very negative way. Obama ran on hope, having a Gematria 44 like the word kill, like him being the 44th president. Joe Biden is the 47th vice president. Remember, the word president equals 47. The name President Biden happens to sum to 144. This number is so closely connected to assassination. Also, Joe Biden's wife's name, her full name in Gematria, sums to 144 as it happens. So what is it about this number 144? The phrase mark of the beast has Gematria of 144. The phrase mark of the beast is often associated with the number 666. If you sum the first 144 decimal points of pi, it sums to the number 666. So there's this relationship between 144 and 666. Here in the United States, the biggest Christian holidays, Christmas and Easter, are often celebrated with the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. Easter Bunny equals 144 in Gematria. Santa Claus equals 666 in Gematria. Both of these numbers come from Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible. Other numbers with 144 Gematria, or other words, are corporation, Scientology. Interesting note, last year's Super Bowl 49 in Arizona, was the first Super Bowl with a Scientology commercial. Scientology was established on the 33rd parallel in Phoenix, in Arizona. Last year's Super Bowl was in Glendale, Arizona, which has Gematria of 144. Also, the two teams that met, the Seattle Seahawks and New England Patriots, came into the game with records of 14-4. Words such as time and light also sum to 144 in Jewish Gematria. Special number. So in Revelation, the phrase mark of the beast, or the number 666, comes from the verse Revelation 13:18. The King James Version of the Bible is the most heavily coded version of the Bible with Gematria. It should be known that King James equals 89, just like the word religion. Anyhow, the opening sentence of Revelation 13:18 is, "Here is wisdom." Here is wisdom has a Gematria of 66. Again, Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible. The next part says, "Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast." That phrase has a Gematria of 223, a very special number. Masonic and Jewish Gematria equals 223. The synagogue of Satan in simple English Gematria equals 223. Again, the synagogue of Satan are referenced in Revelation as being the false Jews who will rule in the end times. In this world, they are the Zionists.